Praise to you, Lord Christ. God is all about reconciliation. He's all about making friends out of former enemies. All about reconciling us to God and reconciling us to one another. And there has never been a time, we don't need that word, never been a time in human history where we have not needed the word of reconciling enemies to friends. And boy, do we need it now. I mean, we think that in California, defacing in synagogues can't happen. And we would especially think that it wouldn't happen in the Bay Area, but there it did. We have synagogues defaced right in the Palo Alto area. Hate crimes spiking. We need this word. We need this word of reconciling love. In fact, our catechism, in our Book of Common Prayer, we do have a catechism, says this: what is the mission of the church? The mission of the church is to restore all people to unity with God and with each other in Christ. How does the church pursue its mission? The church pursues its mission as it prays and worships, as it proclaims the gospel, and as it promotes justice, peace, and love. And the last question about the church is, through whom does the church carry out its mission? And guess what it says? The church carries out its mission through the ministry of all its members. So you and I, my friends, are charged with this ministry of reconciling. So we've got this amazing story today in the gospel. Jesus has heard that the Pharisees have heard that he is baptizing more disciples than John. Remember John the Baptist? Well, John the Baptist and Jesus and his disciples are both kind of working in the same territory around the Jordan River. It's in the Judea, in the southern part of Israel. They're working there, and Pharisees go, oh, Jesus is more popular than John. And Jesus is not going to get drawn into this popularity contest. And so he says, I am going to withdraw. I'm going to go back to Galilee, to my home territory. Well, Galilee is in the north, so we've got Judea and Jerusalem in the south, and Galilee and in Israel and to the north. And guess what's right in between those two places? Samaria, right smack in the middle. Now let me just tell you a bit of the backstory to Samaria, right? Because Samaritans we hear about them in the gospel, but who are these people? Samaritans. So we have to go long back in history. People have just not been listening to God. God has sent them prophets. He said, please listen to me. Be reconciled with each other. Treat one another with justice. Welcome the alien. Be good. And they don't trust God, don't listen to him, and they are overcome in war and hauled off to Babylon. Hauled off as captives to Babylon, where they live for, half a century or more. But not all of them are hauled off. The Babylonians only want the cream of the crop. The leaders, the intellectuals, the educated leaders. So those are the people that are hauled off to Babylon. And the people who stay are kind of what we call the hoi polloi, the common people. The ones who aren't, who kind of scratch out their living on the land. They're left back in Israel. They intermarry with the pagan tribes of the area, and they keep a fundamentalist, literal translation of the Torah, of the first 5 books of the Bible. And that's what they've got. That's what they have, the first 5 books of the Bible, and they are clinging to it. So they do a literal, reading of the Torah, and they keep it. Meanwhile, off in Babylon, the Jews there are continuing to develop. So much of what we have as the Old Testament is composed or is compiled and edited by by the Jews up in Babylon. So they're continuing to progress in their understanding of God and God being with them. in every place, whether they're at the temple in Jerusalem or whether they're hauled off as captives in Babylon. So eventually, a king, an enlightened king, a Persian king named Cyrus, comes to power. And he says, look, we've got all these captives here. Let's send them back to their home territories. So he tells the Jews in Persia, you can go back, and here is money. I'm going to fund your rebuilding of the temple. Now, a lot of them say, oh, no thank you. We have it pretty good here in Babylon. It's very civilized here. And we've made lives for ourselves. We're happy. No thank you. That's going to be hard work. So, but a very hardy band of souls takes the funding and they go back. They're going to rebuild. It's going to be hard work because it's basically wilderness and devastated by war. But this hardy band of Jews, they head back to Jerusalem. And there are some people already there, right? These Samaritans who have been keeping the law, continuing to sacrifice to Yahweh. And when these newcomers come back, they're like, fine, we'll help you rebuild. And the people from the Babylonian Jews say, no, thank you, we don't need you, we don't want you. And so they're set up right there a huge conflict because the people who have stayed there begin to attack, begin to fight. So who's got the real God? Who's got the real Torah? Who's the real Jew? The temple in Jerusalem gets rebuilt, and meanwhile, the people from Samaria say, you know what? God doesn't want that temple in Jerusalem anyway. That's not really the holy place. The real holy place is Mount Gerizim, which is in our territory. It gets really solidified, and so by the time of Jesus, these two groups have nothing to do with each other. The Samaritans, of which there are still Samaritans, there's less than 1,000, but they're all concentrated right around this Mount Gerizim. It's mostly West Bank territory right now. Mostly they live in what's called the city of Nablus. So they're still Samaritans and they still sacrifice in the Old Testament way. Most people who are going to be traveling between Jerusalem and Galilee, they go the long way around to avoid going through Samaritan territory. These people really at this point do not like each other. But not Jesus. Jesus goes straight through. Because God doesn't have enemies. God is all about reconciling. And so Jesus goes straight through. He's thirsty. He sits down at a well. And a woman comes up to him and he just asks her for a drink. As if this was a normal behavior. There are red flags all over this story. First of all, as she points out, you're a Jew, I'm a Samaritan. We don't have any interaction with each other, and you're asking to take a drink out of my drinking cup? And not only that, she is a woman, and Jewish men have not, they, other than their wives, they do not talk to women, for the most part. And this is a woman who's burned through a lot of marriages. For whatever reason. So they were just like, red flag, warning, not okay. But here's Jesus, I'm thirsty, please give me a drink. And this woman is not just any woman. She is theologically a sparring partner with him. I mean, they have a real conversation. And she drills down right away to some pretty deep issues. And he matches her point for point. So there's this marvelous conversation between these two people. It's the longest conversation in all of the Gospels, actually. It's a conversation between Jesus and this woman of Samaria. And he offers her living water. And she gets it. She gets it. And she runs off, and I call her the first woman preacher of the Bible, of the New Testament. She goes back to her city, and she preaches the gospel, and they effective. They listen to her, and they come and they meet Jesus for themselves. And when they meet him for themselves, they say, okay, we believed because of your testimony, but now we know too. And they invite Jesus to stay with them, and he stays there. And one wonders what the disciples are thinking of all this. Because they stay in their homes, right? They stay in the Samaritan homes, they eat with them, they make friends with them, and before they leave, 2 days later, there's a whole group of Jesus followers. The Jesus movement has taken root in Samaria. Do we need this story today?
Yes.
We do. We are people who follow Jesus. We don't take the long way around. We don't do avoiding. We don't cross on the other side of the street. We go where it's hard. We go where there's enemies. And we go with a reconciling word of love. A reconciling word of living water of Christ, who is our reconciliation, the one whom God sent to die on a cross for all of us. So we all no longer be enemies. May this be so. May we be people who carry the blood of Christ, the cross of Christ, into every single encounter, knowing that there is someone with whom we can have conversation and share living water. Amen.